Semana decisiva na nossa LTA Sul, em um dia hoje que vamos ter que falar um pouquinho mais de inglês, afinal de contas, um dos confrontos que temos no final de semana agora é entre Vivo, Cade Stars e a Isurus Estral. E no nosso Talkcast de hoje, a gente vai receber aqui o Trimby e também o Kisei, que são dois jogadores gringos, então o Takashão tá com o inglês aí enferrujado, mas a gente daqui pra frente vai se comunicar com eles e vambora. So guys, first of all, thank you for joining us and congratulations on being like on the top 4 right now. Trimby, how are you?
Hello, I'm going good. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me too. And yeah, it's a bit early in the morning, but yeah, hopefully we'll be able to answer you some questions and yeah, give you some content or ideas how things are going.
And Kisei, it's a pleasure. I think it's the first time that I'm speaking with you. And how are you doing as well? I think like the past 2 weeks must be different at least.
I'm doing good, man. Just the same old, you know. Just happy to be here and hopefully we can just have a good time.
Okay, guys, I'm going to start with a really easy one. Kisei, if you go back like to the beginning of the second split and you now consider the top 4, it's like you guys, Pen Gaming, Furia, and Isurus Estral. Do you think there's like any surprise on these top 4 in your opinion? If you go back in the past, would you rather like Red Canids, Loud, Leviathan, something like that to be on these top 4, or do you think like it's fair enough, these top 4 right now?
Okay, it depends on how far we go back in the past, right? Like, if we go back to split 1, then it's a different story. But if we're talking about like at the start of the season, I would say this was kind of expected, like with how the training went and just how we perform on stage. But I do think there could have been other contenders like Loud and maybe Red. But I think these 4 like kind of makes sense. So.
And Trimby, like in general, what do you think about the level of the championship so far? Because Cade started really well and then you guys started struggling. Loud, on the beginning, people were like believing that Redbert and Shinny could get Loud better, but so far they are not yet in the championship. What do you think about like the general level of the championship so far?
I would say some teams got for sure better, and as you can see, right, like we got better technically. I mean, of course, comparing it to the winter split, right, we're still not there where we want to be, but yeah, we're trying to get there. I would say, right, like Leviathan went a bit down, right, with them like shockingly getting out so fast, and then like other teams. I mean, for sure, Isurus at first didn't look so like compelling, you know. It didn't look like they're gonna actually make it that far with like all the like not drama but like changes and everything, but they also had their like I guess internal problems with like people not being like, you know, I think there was like also Miro's side where like I think he couldn't really play League for quite a while, right? So that also didn't help. But looking at top 4 now, it was pretty expected to be like this. Of course, you could say that maybe, you know, like Loud could join or like Red, but you can see a clear difference between like the top teams and like the middle pack bottom teams, right? And yeah, even though right now you can say we're the middle pack team for now, we're still there in the top 4 and hopefully we'll be able to make it a little bit better next week.
Yeah, like, and I mean that, Trimby, because there was a point on the championship, I think the beginning, the first 2 or 3 weeks, that I saw VKS playing, and for sure for me, you guys were like top 2 or top 3 of the championship, but then suddenly I think the performance were not there on the same spot that was like on the Super Week and the series against like Furia and some others. I mean, you guys started to having like some problems, and I want to know about your perspective because you are like probably the captain or the team leader, at least from my opinion. When did you started recognizing that the level was kind of being like shaky? When things started going wrong for VKS in your opinion, and what went wrong for VKS on the second split so far?
Yeah, I think we started off pretty well due to the trainings that we had. I think for sure as well some of the NA teams that we got to scrim during the off-season helped a lot. I think that the team kind of got more confidence from those games and we made sure that we actually like know we can like fight for, you know, to being a contender, to being somebody that can actually win the whole thing. But I would say past 3-4 weeks, outside of the week we just had, I think we had really bad training time. I would say our training overall was just pretty poor, and I think we were getting a lot of bad habits that sadly transitioned into the games of it, into the official games. I think that's why it looked so much as like, I guess, choking to some extent.
Okay.
But I actually think it's just like bad habits, from like everyone, and the fact that our scrims were like not really the result, just the quality from us was like so low that it just transitioned into the games, and it's not that easy to fix, just from day to day. Because if it's been a really bad set of scrims for like 2-3 weeks, it's gonna affect your officials, it's gonna affect your confidence, and I think that's something that we tried to work on for the whole week before the Red Canis games. And even though I think we had a good time fixing some of the problems, of course, at the end of the day, the officials, we still had some of the habits that we shouldn't have, and that's why I think the games felt so shaky.
And Kise, about like these bad habits that Trimby is saying, I think when I saw you playing last year on Academy, on Americas, I put you really high on my tier list from mid lane. But then this year, 2025, I don't see the Kise that I was seeing on the last year. These bad habits, what your perspective on this, your level, on Vivocade's level in general? Because I really think that you are really better than you were showing on the past few weeks. This weekend, I think you had a really good series on like Game 4 and Game 3. But especially over this year, I at least don't recognize the same Kise that I was watching on 2024 as an example.
Yeah, I can somewhat agree to that. I agree with everything Trimby is saying, how the training like affects your performance in stage games a lot. But speaking individually for me, I think compared to last year, like this year, my mental has been as good as you can say. And I've been going through like some personal stuff, but that's no excuse, right? And hopefully, I think it's been getting better, at least to say. And yeah, hopefully the old Kise can come back. But the thing is, the old Kise was kind of like, he was kind of arrogant and like he was too cocky, right? So like coming into CBLOL, like my whole perspective on the game had to change, because like when I played Academy and like just in OC, the Bakers League, everyone says, but like I was like kind of just breezing, and like I didn't think much about the game or anything. Like compared to this year or this split, like I had to think a lot and actually use my brain, and this whole new concept to me, like it's put a lot of pressure on me, and it even like I don't think I've ever felt stressed in my life. So I just developed all these new feelings, like just stressed, like I couldn't sleep sometimes too, and like it's just a lot of pressure, but I think my mental lately has been getting better, and yeah, hopefully I can start getting back in prime. So
I mean, the concept of using brain is like pretty hard concept. So, to add to that, yeah, I think with Kise, one thing was that, right, like understanding that, I guess you're not like always the best, all the time, and
Sure.
I think that's something that helps players, because there's players that just have this. I mean, you can call it delusion, but it's like just like this extreme self-confidence about the things. But since outside playing on the instincts all the time is not really a thing you can like go for all the time, because you're gonna
maybe can win your games, but not the whole
you're
championship,
gonna
right?
face people who actually give a little bit more to that, and instincts you can't really fully like play with them. And I know it for a fact, because I'm a player who actually plays a lot based off instincts.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it is hard to develop like this way where you can base things on the instincts and as well make sure that you're thinking about what you're doing at the same time.
And like I think that happened on the series against Furia. Seal just go to the press conference and he said that he was being kind, being gentle with you guys, but this part of him was done, that he would change for the weekend against Red Canis that you guys just got a 3-1. What did he change, Kise, on this last week? What was he doing before, and what did he change to make Vivocade develop and improve to get a win?
Do you remember anything?
I mean, okay, maybe that was Seal's perspective on his kind and gentleness, but I think it was a bit different. But he did become more like serious, and he definitely like started railing us more, like just giving us the real talk, especially me. But yeah, kind and gentle is kind of an understatement, but I think it's good that he did all this and he like started to change, and he just like told us it's like do or die, you know, because it is, and he just got us like back in the game, like mentality wise, and yeah, the training and everything says it all, right? So I mean, not the stage games at least, but maybe the training. But.
And Trimby, I think that works directly with you, because at least from what I see in your communication, in whole team communication, basically you are the shot caller, the guy that decides pretty much everything, I would say. How that impacted you during the week, what he's needed to do. I saw Mortiu saying after the victory on the interview with Rafa that Siu just centralized everything on him. What was it for you?
I mean, yeah, Chris tries to take a lot of like responsibility on him, right? Because he's the one who feels like he's like the captain outside of the game, where like, you know, he calls the shot how like things want to be done and said. I would say for me, like I try to not really be like the guy who calls everything, because I don't think it's the best way for the team to develop. I feel like we're still in a position where I mean, I personally think, like from my point of view, right, that I know some things that my teammates sometimes don't truly understand, but it's not because, you know, I'm like better, smarter. I don't really mean it that way. It's just through the experience, I feel like I see some things that my teammates sometimes just don't see it, you know, and it's completely fine. I think that there's nothing wrong about it, you know, and I try to make sure I give my players enough space so that they can create their own plays, because I think it's way better for them if they create those and they think like they are the initiator for those, because then, you know, they truly believe in the idea. Because if I call something and I feel like sometimes we just don't understand what I truly mean by that, you know, the play is just not naturally, it's not going to be like the best play possible, just because of the fact we're not on the same page, right? And when it comes to the training itself, yeah, for sure. I think one of the things that Chris tried to make us understand is the urgency of like where we were at. I think that after the Furia series, he just had to show us that, you know, we're nowhere the level that we've been before, and we're nowhere the level that we want to be, right? We aspire to be. So I think he wanted to show this like lack of urgency, pretty much, of, you know, the fact that if we don't just stress our ass off a little bit in training and make sure that we actually focus on the things we have to, then we're just gonna lose and our split will be over, right? And that was really important.
And like past week, I had some two co-streamers with us, Dinkedo and Brucer, and I think that we said about you and the champions that we would choose. Like, we don't recognize Lulu and Galio being like the best option for you for VKS, not you like playing the champion in singular, you know, but like you being with those champions that is not like doing the engage, doing what needs to get a win, you know, like maybe you're playing Rel, Rakan could be better. Do you agree with this, or are we being like delusional? Because we saw that for this week you have changed. You played Rakan, you played like Braum, and those. I think you have played Braum, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
you have played Braum. So in our opinion, back there, like Lulu and Galio for Trimby doesn't seem like the best. Like there was a game. A play actually that you just like E forward with Galio, flash W to try to do something, and we, in our opinion, we felt that it was not the best for you.
Yeah, it's not though. I think one crazy thing actually that kind of transitioned into my career is like back in 21, 22, I was actually the guy who like was not really the first engaged too. I loved being the one engaging actually, but I was always this kind of like guy who always loved to play the receiving kind of way and like making sure I'm the like second initiator / like disruptor of the fights. I feel like since coming here and as well last year, I feel like I came more into a role of a guy who leads the team, right? That's why I think, as you guys say, like I think it's correct. Like I'm more like better to do stuff on the engaged tools, because I'm the one who actually like tries to call what we have to do. But yeah, I mean, coming from my experience, I much rather be like the actual, like, you know, I love playing like champs like Galio and Lulu. That's why, like, you know, whenever I can, I try to play it. But for sure, you know, for our current play style, it doesn't seem always ideal to do that, just because of the fact that, you know, I'm the one who mostly sees the angles when it comes to initiating. And when we don't have this kind of initiating tool, for sure, the game becomes a bit harder. But maybe now people are gonna target me. I don't think so. There's like a lot of ego in here, I feel like, on the scene. So I think nobody really cares what I'm gonna play. So because everyone thinks they're just gonna beat us, and honestly, I'm kind of happy with that.
And Kise, Seal, before like the match against Red Canids, he said that basically 100% would be on how you like will show your performance on stage on the Red Canids. How did that sentence like what was the impact on that on you, like you playing on the championship on this weekend and knowing that like basically your head was on the line, at least that was the impression that I had from the outside, and then you have showed that you could bring a better game. I mean,
Yeah, my head was definitely on the line for this. I'm not gonna say.
what was the impact of that on you?
I mean, I was still the same. Like, I mean, okay, I wasn't the same. There's still some pressure. There's always pressure when it comes to stage games. But I think I still like my mentality was still just taking everything Sil said, right? Just taking all the criticism and just taking everything he's saying for the good. And yeah, I just kept my head in the game. I don't think I played like my best game. Like,
The Tristana one was really good.
I mean,
I have to say it.
Man, you brought like your C game, maybe.
I think that was like a B plus at best, like A. I don't know, whatever you want to rank it, but I don't think it was my best game. I think I could still do better if I just keep training and just keep my head down in the game. And yeah, hopefully I can show it for next week.
And did you guys felt that Red broke after this game cheer? Like that you guys get this crazy win, I would say? Do you guys like felt that Red just gone after the second game? Your first victory in the series, actually.
I mean, not necessarily. I still thought the game 3 they were doing like a lot of good stuff, and they were like they were punishing our mistakes. I think game 3 still was like in a spot where I think there were like 2 3K goal lead, and like from early / like transition into mid game. I think they could have also won that game too, but yeah, you could feel like they were not really. I mean, I wouldn't say out of it, but I think they were not really in like the best mood, right? Like for sure, and you could tell like the moment they started losing in the game 3, they were taking like very like risky and not really smart decisions about the things. But yeah, that's what happens when like people get on the different pages, and things that were working before now don't work due to the change of atmosphere, right?
In this second game, Kise, like there was a meme going on about like you not getting a single kill in the playoffs. Like I have to ask you that. Did you feel any relief when you get a single kill on a zero in this game? Like, oh, finally I got a kill on the playoffs.
I mean, to be totally honest, I didn't even realize that was a meme because I don't have social media. So, like, I didn't even know about this whole thing till like the series ended after, right? And I was getting told by everyone like, "Oh, bro, like you're like this meme, just 0 kills in like against the Furious series." And I was like, "Wait, I had 0 kills?" And then like, I mean, it's all fun and games, the memes. It's cool, but I don't think I was relieved. Like, I don't really care, like, but it's cool that. I mean,
and like, how was that in your region in Oceania before? Like, how the community reacts when you play nicely and when you don't play nicely? What's the difference from like the Brazilian community to your region and also Trimby, Kise? I think we have a lot of drama in here in Brazil. I don't know if you...
comparing Brazil to OC is like a major difference, right? Especially the fans. Like, they're very passionate, and one day you're like the most loved person, and apparently the next you're like Kise. So, but like this is all. It's all part of the games. This is just competition. You're either good or you're bad, and like I can see the perspective from the haters and the fans. So it's all good. But in OC, like as I said before, I was just breezing. So I was just the king in OC, so I didn't have any hate. So like it's kind of different here.
And what about you, Trimby? Like, in here we have Baiano, a lot of cool streamers. In Europe, I think you guys have Kedro as the number one. How the community reacts, and what's the difference for like the Brazilian community? Because right now you are like 6 months here in Brazil, right? I think you have a clue.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, for me it was a bit different because, right, I was in Rogue for 2 years. I mean, even more, right, than like transition to Koi. And yeah, before the Koi thing and the 23, like Rogue was like a team that, I had to earn a lot to have any fans, I would say. It's a kind of a meme. And Europe where like Rogue, there was like maybe 10 fans on the cheering for us. Of course, there was a lot more, and I really appreciate every single one of them. But you could feel that, you could feel that there was not really much. Comparing to like G2 and Fnatic, I knew the games would be like not the easiest from the fan perspective standpoint. Like I always knew there's gonna be a lot of shouting, and it's not gonna be for me. But for sure, when I joined Fnatic later, I could see the difference and like how fans view it. But it's still, I would say it's still way different comparing it to here, right? Like here, as Kisa said, right, fans are extremely passionate. And I think that you can see it even in the social media. I would say when it comes to social media, right, things are that I would say there's not much banter rather than just like straight up flame. I think banter here is a way different comparing to like EU. I feel like, if I banter with someone, I feel like, I flamed one of his family members. That's how I feel, and I don't like doing it so often because that's not exactly what I truly mean. While in Europe, it's like really different. But yeah, it's also something I'm not really used to, In like Europe, I was always the guy who would just banter with like the people I truly know, like the friends from the scene that I played with / had a good relations. So here, where like I don't really know many people, right? I don't like doing too crazy stuff. Of course, you can see me. I've already been a part of some dramas, sadly, in here, and I'm not really proud of it, I would say. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm happy with the fact that there's anything going on here, and for sure, it's kind of crazy to see that every week there's a new drama coming in. But if that's the case, then I rather be like a kind of part of it and make it more exciting rather than just stand somewhere out there and not do anything and just look at how things are developing.
And you guys consider that like Vivocade right now is not ready to play the game one? Because like from what I felt, it's like it seems that the game one in the series, basically you guys are looking cold. I don't know, Kise, if you agree with that, because sometimes even on the series against Loud that you guys lost the game one, like it seems that you guys are not ready to play the game one. Now you guys at least have a BO5, not a BO3 to like get the reverse sweep, I mean. And what do you think about it? Do you think like you guys have this issue on like playing the game one on your best?
Yeah, I mean, I think our game ones are definitely not the best, as you can see from other series. But luckily it's a BO5, so we have plenty of games to spare. But hopefully we can change this for the future games, or at least for Isurus at least. And then just try fix it and just beat every team.
And Trimby, I think from the last general thing about VKS that I at least see on the community is that VKS is somehow lacking a carry to step up. That could be Kise, that could be Boal, or like even Mortius. Do you agree with it? Like you guys still need some time to develop. Who is that guy's gonna be for like this weekend against Isurus Destral? Because basically now your spot in the championship, if you guys lose, then you guys are going home. And everyone is saying that somehow VKS is lacking some courage, aura, like bravery. I don't know. You can choose the word, but
I know what you mean.
like from a carry, I think you guys are lacking it.
I'm not sure. I don't know what Kisa thinks about it. But, well,
I want to hear your impressions as well.
I would say, I mean, it depends. I think since there's like quite a bit, we're trying to make sure there's I try to make sure that there's some pressure on the players, because at the end of the day, it's playoffs time, and we cannot just pretend that there's nothing on the line. And I think that for sure changes quite a bit in our players, since right, Mortius is a rookie now coming in. I would still say Kisa, since a lot of things change. No, not in his career, I would say, and like how he thinks. He's also like in like his rookie time, even though, right, of course, you've been in a major league, it doesn't really matter. And same for Bo, right, after but do we lack? I think the difference between us and other teams, I would say, is that the typical carries that are supposed to carry, we just try to make everything work together, I feel like in other teams, it's like individual players who like shine. Like, for instance, you can say, right, that in Pain, like there's like Kuri who always finds like a crazy engage, or like Titan who like decides to, just like wake up and kill the guy, right, in game, of course, in game. And then there's like different players, right, I don't know, Tatu trying to make sure that he carries his team through like, a Lilia game or something. And I think for us, I would say right now, like the one you can truly see is, I think, the Zamis, but I don't think it's it's as flashy plays as others. And honestly, I don't really mind it, you know. I think for sure as a viewer, you would love to see flashy plays when like somebody just like completely destroys somebody 1v1 in a micro play. But I think for us, it's more like making sure we're like in a better spots, in a better positions to play as a team. And I think Desamis brings a lot of that, but people don't truly understand it. I think people here, like at least the community, you know, I mean, I think it's normal that, you know, community is not like on the highest level of understanding game. It's completely normal. And I think, right, since that's not the case, Desamis doesn't really like just shine. And it's same for other players. I think Mortius, to be fair though, Mortius has been having better and better games, I would say. Like, I think there was a game he was like 5k ahead from Bronze, or like 8 or something like this. I've never seen such a lead, actually. That was kind of crazy game. But yeah, and it also doesn't really, I would say past 3-4 weeks, our practice/officials don't really help with the fact that there's a carry player, right? Because the morals have been a bit down, I would say, and for sure the confidence was lacking, right? Like, if you have shit practice and you just come with like bad habits into game, you just feel worse and worse, you know, while playing the game. And it's not easy to then just step up and carry while you're kind of doubting yourself, you know, more and more through like the daily basis. But hopefully, since now we've been having better scrims past week, hopefully this week is going to be even better and we'll be able to get some confidence back for the game against Isurus.
And what about you, Kise? Like, do you agree with that thought, that sentence, that VKS need a carry to step it up and solve the game when the game is hard? Because people are with this impression that somehow you, Boal, and Mortius are not ready to carry the game if the game is hard.
Yeah, I completely agree everything with Trimby is saying. Like, I don't think there's a specific carrier on the team. Like, everyone can shine at different times. Like, for example, I think Bob has very good games sometimes, and Mortius and Desamis and Trimby, you know. It's not like a specific player where, like, our team, like, there's a role for that where someone just steps up. I mean, maybe one time there will be, but, like, in general, I think, like, our team just wants to make everyone play on the same page and just give, like, moments for everyone, you know, to shine sometime.
And guys, now you have this match on the weekend against Isurus. Trimby, Snacker and Ackerman just learn how to play the bot lane, or it was Loud just playing poorly? What is your opinion on this match against them?
I personally think Snaker stepped up quite massively. I think he had some solid games for sure, especially the Zeri one, right? I think they showcased that, you know, they're not really passengers of the team, right? I for sure think Koziodo and especially Miro are the like two like players that make this team work. I think Koziodo is just by pure, you know, like outsmarting enemy jungler and making sure that, you know, he can, like, his laners can play, and like Miro just like trying to get those like positions where he can carry from. I think that's like their main reasons as to why they're winning. And I think that, right, since they probably got some more confidence from those games, now everyone else will step up. Like, I even saw Samet was like just abusing a little bit of a tank role on the top lane department. And as we all can see, it's pretty OP, not gonna lie. It actually looks pretty strong. But yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for those games. I think that, you know, I wanna showcase that, you know, we're better as a bot lane for sure against them. And, you know, even though we did already showcase it in our best of 3 in the groups, I want to make sure, you know, that like I emphasize it this time too, because I think they're good players for sure, but, you know, I don't feel like, you know, I'm going to get stomped by them or something. There's like, I don't see any aura from them for sure. It's like, they're all right? They're good players, but I want to make sure that, you know, I can set Mortius up to carry those games.
And Muriel said that he wanted to face you on the championship when he won the match. I think
I wonder why, huh?
Yeah, I wonder why. Like, do you guys know each other from before? Like, you guys play a lot of solo kills against each other. What was the reason for him to choose playing against you? In your opinion, I don't know if you have a clue.
I mean, I don't really know. Maybe he just, yeah. Like, I don't really talk to him. We don't really message each other as players, right? That's just how players are, unless you like become like friends with them. But maybe I could say in scrims, like, we kind of just like fight head on, you know, like just battle to the death. So maybe that's why he wants to face me. And yeah, I consider Mira a great player. I think he's a big factor in why his team has a lot of success and why they're in top 4. And yeah, hopefully we can show a good match between me and him on this coming week.
Guys, I think that's all for today. Do you want to say something for the fans, for the community?
I mean, one thing I would say is that after against a game against Furia, I can see there was like a lot of frustration, right, with like our performances. I mean, even versus Red, right, for sure, the first two games didn't really showcase anything good from us, or like, was not the best place. So personally, like, I'm sorry for those games, like for sure I could have done more, and I know everyone else felt that way, but I'm happy with the people that stayed with us, that didn't really give up on us and still believe that we can do more than that. And hopefully I'll be able with the team to showcase it for the next weekend, because I don't want to make them feel like we're just there to be passengers. We're just there to just let the other team win and go more. I actually want to try to contest for the best spots.
You say you as well, if you have anything to say. At least one thing that I have to ask you to finish is about the vacation mode activated. Like the fans, everyone told me to please ask you about it. What do I have to say, and a message to everyone that is like watching you right now?
First, I'd like to say just thank you to all the fans that have been supporting us, and the haters, and they are still going. And about the post, like, okay, I have to be careful with what I say, because I mean the post was just a coping mechanism for me, like I like to humor and I like to joke around when like things are like getting rough or just tough. And I did it in the wrong spot, wrong time, and it was truly one of the biggest life lessons I learned. So you guys don't have to worry about me doing something like that ever again. So that's it.
Guys, thank you once again for joining me. Now I'm gonna go back to the Portuguese. Rapaziada, a gente vai ficando por aqui no Talkcast de hoje. Um forte abraço pra vocês e não perca o jogo da VKS, que já acontece nesse sábado a partir de 1h da tarde. E domingo também tem Pen Game contra a Fúria. É nóis, valeu!